asking you, do you decide who you are? No, you just are.
Right? But I don't have all power. And I'm not the creator of the
Okay, that's what I'm saying. God is God. That's
So, God is God. You can't decide that. You can't not be God, right?
no, yeah, he cannot be God.
God cannot be not what he is, right?
Yeah,
And morality is based on what he is.
yeah. Morality is based on who,
Alright,
based
so
on
your
God.
basis of morality is it from God.
Yeah, everyone's basis of morality is from God. Everyone.
You just admitted it's not from God.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. How?
God doesn't dictate morality according to you. It's his
Oh my
nature.
God.
He doesn't decide it. And our morality is based on his nature, something he does not decide. You can play the video back.
Okay, first off, I didn't. Okay, you asking me, does God dictate morality is as absurd as asking me, does God dictate God? That's what I said. And what I'm saying is every person is made in the image of God, and since morality is based on God's nature, like it follows logically that we are moral creatures because our morality comes from His nature, being made in His image.
It seems like you're saying God doesn't choose what he is, he just is God.
He just is God. He's perfect. He's all good.
And his morality is perfect.
Yeah.
He doesn't choose it, it's just his morality.
Again, what you're asking me, you're saying God doesn't. Like you're asking me, you're still separating God and morality, and I'm telling you, you can't do that.
Yes, I am. If you separate God and morality, it doesn't come from God.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. God, like I agree. If you separate God and morality, then morality doesn't come from God. I agree with that. But I'm telling you, to separate the two is a false dilemma. God and morality are one. That's what I'm saying.
He's trying to get you in a wall.
So morality.
I know what he's doing.
Anyway, so I'm gonna move on from this because it's another dichotomy you're not gonna finish. But let's one last time just recall. Where does morality come from?
Where does morality come from? I already answered that question.
From God?
From God's nature, from who God is.
From who God is.
Yes.
And does God decide who he is, or does he not?
Again, that's like asking me, does God decide who God is?
Yes. I decide who he is. That's the answer.
God just is. God is self-contained.
By your definition, you're right. So, therefore, morality will not come from God. It's something outside
No,
of God.
again, you're separating morality from God, and you cannot do that. Like,
No, I'm saying it's not something dictated by God.
because God is God.
Right.
Morality, like, okay, the Ten Commandments, he made the Ten Commandments based on his nature. That's what I'm saying.
Did you have a choice to have a different nature?
God is God. So God cannot be
Right.
anything. God cannot be anything. God cannot be anything that's other than God.
In your sense, is an absolute outside of God.
No, it's not outside of God. You added that. But I do say morality is absolute.
All right. Could there be a different morality?
Can there be a different morality? That's like asking me, can there be a different God?
Right. Could God make a moral world that's different than it is now? Different rules? Like maybe a different God decides days. Have at it.
Well, first off, according to Christian theism, there's only one God.
I know.
So to ask me, can a different God do something differently? I would say no, because there is no different God.
Does God have free will?
It depends on what you mean by free will.
Free will, the ability to make choices.
The ability to make any kind of choice you want to at all, like libertarian free will. Is that what you're asking?
No, the ability to make any possible choice, not
Any choice that you desire. Any choice, I know, but any choice at all. Can God do anything He
No,
wants?
I just said
Well, I would like by that definition. By that definition, I'll say no because God cannot lie.
Alright.
God can't do anything against His nature.
Okay.
Like so, God can't lust.
Alright.
Alright.
Alright. Do you have any other questions? I mean, we can keep going with the moral debate, but like with the first dichotomy, you're not really going to acknowledge it. So.
I think I have. You're just not acknowledging my answer because it's not what you wanted to
You're
hear.
not understanding dichotomies. Dichotomies are either yes or no, and you're answering other. If I present a dichotomy to you, and you answer any other way.
Yeah. And I exposed how your dichotomy was. I exposed how your dichotomy was a false dichotomy.
Can you give me an example of another false dichotomy that is not related to your religion?
Not related to my religion. Okay.
Because I'm theological.
Well, I mean, I can't think of anything right now, but I mean, I gave you an
Well, I
example.
mean, you can recognize a false dichotomy apparently. So
Yeah.
give me a
Well, I gave you an example of the Euthyphro dilemma, and I showed you how that was a false dichotomy.
It's not. It's a true dichotomy.
No, I already showed you how it's not how it's not a false dichotomy.
Either God is the author of morality, or He is not.
Or morality is
So
God.
You can make a phrase, and then you add or not.
No.
You got your
Okay. In order to refute a false dichotomy like the Euthyphro, all I have to do is offer a third option. That's all I have to do is offer a third option. I don't have to, that's all I have to do. Offer a third option that's logical, and that's exactly what I did. I posited a third option, showed you how it's logical, and you have yet to refute it.
dichotomies have no third option.
But that's a false dichotomy. The Euthyphro dilemma is a.
It's not.
I just showed you how it was.
You don't understand. Okay. A equals God can. What was the Euthyphro dilemma? Now, see, now you got me all messed up. Alright. So, A equals God is the author of morality.
Yeah.
That's what A equals.
Okay.
God is the author of morality. Or not. A. Either he is the author or he is not. There are no other options.
Okay. Or the third option is God is morality. Yes, that is the third option. God is morality.
A equals that. Not A cannot
No,
equal
what
A.
you're doing is, if you want to follow that, what you're doing is you're separating God and morality, and I'm telling you, you cannot do that. According to, if you're talking to a Buddhist or a Muslim, well, no, not a Muslim. If you're talking to a Buddhist or a Taoist or any other religion, what? No, because a Muslim would say the same thing. But if you're talking to a Christian, a Muslim, or a Jew, like they'll tell you exactly what I'm telling you, that morality is pretty much God. God is morality. You cannot separate the two.
That's all the question is asking. It's asking, does he decide morality or does he not?
But that's I already exposed that to be absurd because that's like asking someone, does God decide God?
There is morality. Did God do it or didn't he?
That's like asking, did God do himself? Did God do God? Or didn't he?
As soon as you said that, I was like, oh, hell no.
I'm gonna cut that and I'm gonna play it out of context.
Oh wow. Alright.
Oh, shit. Images.
Alright, we're not gonna agree on this. We're moving around, so we can move to another issue if you want, or we can continue to argue about this dichotomy that you're not recognizing.
Or the dichotomy that I have recognized that you're not acknowledging.
Is it a dichotomy?
It's a false dichotomy.
Give me an example of false dichotomy.
Or
How can I prove to you that you were facing a dichotomy?
Okay, give you an example of a false dichotomy. Okay. Okay, let me see.
Yeah, I can give an example.
No, only planes and helicopters fly.
Right. That's
What
not
about birds?
dichotomy.
That's a false dichotomy.
It's not a dichotomy.
No, I'm saying only bird, only.
It's a statement. It's a statement.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my gosh.
You want me to give you a false dichotomy, true or false?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
A dichotomy has to be one entity or
Yes.
its negation.
That's what we're
Yes,
saying.
I'm aware of that. Yes. And in order to and a false dichotomy is a dichotomy that only sets up two options when there's a third or more options available.
If there's only something and its negation, is there a third option?
It depends on what we're talking about. I mean, but in most cases,
It
no.
doesn't matter what A equals. If there's only one thing and its negation,
Yeah.
is there a third option?
But we're talking about a false dichotomy is where you present only two options. That's it. When there are more options available, that's what a false dichotomy is. In order to refute a false dichotomy, all I have to do is point out a third option.
A false dichotomy is when you say it's either A or B.
Yeah, that's what I just said. In order to refute that, I'll just point out that there's C.